I got it. Somebody really at the door?
Oh yeah, just give me just a second.
Okay.
Hey Beth, good girl, can you play?
Patterning door knocks with sending the dog to place. We use the recall. We say place. We point with a finger. Notice we're not immediately telling her to DOWN at this stage. We want to, if she's going to step off, we want to allow her to do that. If she's going to lay down, good girl. That's just a sign she's committing. We talked about this at RIP's go home session. If they're going to step off, let them step off, give a correction. They go back on, they lay down, praise. So it's especially important for dogs like Beth and Rip to learn that if they're given the place command, it means stay until released, even if other dogs are out, not in command. So if Rip's out, Beth's on place, that means the rules apply to her. Vice versa with Rip. So notice the stages of commitment, okay? She went from a down to a sit. That means the next option for her is gonna be to step off the bed. We wanna let her try her idea. Get the correction, go back on, get the praise. That way she decides for herself next time to stay on the bed.
I'm getting warmer to find
Yeah, we gotta find the right trigger.
We're getting there.
Oh, she's scared of the door. She's scared of the door.
No.
She ran from the door. Perfect opportunity to correct, recall back. We're gonna repeat the door opening and closing. That's typical Beth. You know, something inanimate that is not a threat to her at all. See what I mean? She just runs away from. So we're correcting her. We're letting her know, hey, you're being ridiculous. The door is not gonna come after you. Just like the light bulb. And then you just keep repeating that until you can't trigger the startle. Okay? Because she's got to respect the rules of that place bed, mean stay until release no matter what. Even if we're changing a light bulb in front of you. But you have to be able to correct her for being ridiculous and breaking.
Absolutely.
Who knew it would be the door? So random. I mean, she just picks the most random things.
A lot of it is the, like if it's something that's unfamiliar or something that she spooked from in the past.
Yeah.
You
know, I mean, that door is not coming anywhere near her.
She's went into startle.
Yeah.
You know, when she was younger, probably.
Yeah.
And
it was when the trash truck came by.
She went to panic.
Yep, and ran away and it's stuck.
She didn't get, you know, the panic worked. So panic, in her mind, panic saves her life.
Yeah, so now she's going to do that every time.
So you go to panic, and then it happened again with something else, and again with something else, and I go to panic, and panic saves my life. And so, interestingly enough...
Now she comes here and panic gets corrected.
Wow, interestingly
enough. Not working for her.
In a pack...
Panic gets corrected.
It will get corrected.
Yeah.
If it's unwarranted, it will get corrected. You'll say, "Why? Oh my God, they're correcting that dog for being panicked." But yes, they do.
Yeah.
The instability that's not called for gets corrected.
The response she had just there was like a polar bear just came through the yard, running after us. It's like, wait a minute, Beth, it's a door opening.
Right. So I do things like this.
That's improved. You can tell we've done that before.
Huge improvement.
Yeah.
Good girl. So we're building her up here, and she's having confidence in the skill of staying and waiting and laying down. So you see, sometimes you'll see her startle and nudge into a down even more.
Yeah.
It's just more proof that she's using, the way I've described it to her, is that down is what I want you to do instead. Anytime you're feeling panic, I want you to use that instead. And she has, and it's been working good. And her confidence is going up, so I really think that she started to say, oh, this guy is right. Like she can lean on me a little bit. Like, if he's not panicked, I look at him and he's not panicked, I shouldn't be panicked. Yeah. Right? So, we're going to expose her a lot.
Swing it open. It didn't even bump her bed though, you know? Like,
bump her bed, even, you know, anything you can think of. And like, noises, these dogs are good examples, right?
Nobody's running there.
If I scoop them all, they'll all have a different startle and a different startle like recovery. So it's okay for a dog to startle, but we want to see that recovery. If it's something that is obviously no threat, that recovery should be instant. We don't want it to linger. We don't want it to linger. We don't want to startle and they can't come back down from it, right? That's where the instability is, especially if it's something like that would have got it, right? Something like that. If it caught her off guard, that would have been enough to send her. And when she goes into panic, her brain, the first thing is just flight. It's just, it doesn't matter where I am, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it doesn't matter what direction I go on as long as it's away from the scary thing. And it's just flight. And then when she's in that flight and she's going, she'd probably look to hunker down somewhere, a dark corner somewhere, right? That she perceives as safe. Very dangerous. Because the truth is that she has, I mean, they've had her the whole life, right?
Yes.
They got her from a breeder. She's probably really never been in actual danger.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
We protect our dogs so much that they're just never in danger.
No.
So they think they are, but they're not.
Yeah.
So, I'm describing to her, I'm letting her know the pack number, you're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you go into that state, you know none of us like it, we'll correct it, but also just check this out. It's just...
Good
girl.
girl.
You see that little...
Yes,
that little,
I did.
Okay, so like all that is... All of those would be running away.
Mm-hmm.
So she's adjusting her behavior. Good girl. So there's a new and improved Beth coming. But whenever you run into something at home and you see an irrational startle that you think maybe we should do something about that, it's just a matter of repeating it.
Yeah.
If you can. Exposing.
Correcting the unwanted behavior, praising the desired behavior, and
Yes.
repeating it until you cannot get the unwanted behavior. Look at her watching the door. This is great.
Yes. And we've done the hard part of describing what you need to do post-correction.
Right.
Just calm down, relax,
Yeah.
related to all these commands. We've already done that part, so when you go home, you can just go click, and the brain is stabilized, right? So that's one thing. Let's see what else we can find with her startle. Good. Her face, her expression is not one that's scared right now. It's one that almost feels confident, happy, chill. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. We cut the hair around her eyes. It's something I would keep up.
Yeah.
A dog who is nervous like that and they can't see that well makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So. Good. Look at this. It's no coincidence. Thing goes by. I look at thing. I look at Josh. I look at the thing. I look at Josh. What is she doing? She's saying, "What?
How
what
should we
I do
respond?"
here?" Yes.
Yes.
We're having a back and forth. When I say good, I'm saying you're doing.
You did the right thing. Yeah.
Good. If she does the wrong thing, I'll chime in. Right. Good.
Pet.
Now we can go back and forth and I can describe to her, right? But we couldn't do that before. You can't just grab a dog and be like, let me explain something to you. There's a bit of getting the common language, right? Going through attitude, creating a follower. Once we have a dog who's a follower, who's willing to take our direction, knows a little bit of the training, then we can put them in situations and describe and show them, there's nothing to be afraid of, or describe to them the expectations, right? Good. So it doesn't matter what I do, anything will scare her.
Cut.
Stay.
It's pretty severe.
Yeah, oh yeah, dangerous.
Very severe.
No. You see that overreaction there?
Yeah.
That whine in there?
Caught her off guard there.
That's what
Yeah.
Now I'm working here. Shh. Hey, relax. Good. This is an important part. That when she feels that stim, which is super low, good. She relaxes more instead of elevating. Hey, shh. Relax. Relax. Hey. Relax. Yeah.
Good girl.
Yes,
Over on the
go,
side.
go.
Yep.
Whatever you do. Just, hey. There you go. That's
Perfect.
good.
That's what we're going to
You just
capture.
took a deep breath.
That's what we're going to mark.
Good.
Then guess what we're going to do?
Good. We're going to represent it.
We're going to flap it again.
Yes. So, an important thing to point out here, good girl, is she's going to feel so much more confident and much more mature when
Yeah.
this is done. But this is not easy for people to do because look what I'm doing. A dog startles and she's nervous and I'm saying, hey, don't do that, stay right there. I'm disagreeing with her. It even could look like I'm punishing her for being afraid, but I'm not.
Mm-mm.
This is going to save her life, but also it's good girl. It's helping her grow. And when we go through experiences in life that challenge us and help us grow, it's not always the most pleasant trajectory. It usually never is, actually. So we go through this. We go through this to come out the other end. Instead of sheltering, coddling, a little scary, it's going to never allow her to grow. So, good girl. So she startled and panicked. You've seen it. She went there.
She doesn't even know where she's going.
Doesn't know where she's going. But that was the perfect time for me to then come in as a pack member and say,
you're being ridiculous.
I'm going to correct you. She knows why I'm correcting her. Now I need you to go to complete just relaxation, which is, again, it's not something that I'm training, it's something that I'm capturing and marking to let her know that I like it. And it can become a word that means submit, relax, calm down. The thing is, they already do it naturally. They do it naturally to avoid confrontation, to de-escalate a situation. So she's offering this calm, submissive, just relaxed, beautiful state. And I'm saying, good, that's what I like. Oh, and by the way, I like that in my commands, right? So I like that in the stay commands. Down, place, stay. I like this chill, relax, passive, not interactive with the environment. No matter if it's, I want to go check that out or I want to run away from it, passive. You're not paying attention to it. Just chill and wait for me, okay? Good. So I came in after she panicked and described that. Now when I corrected her, she started to relax. That's what I want. What we don't want is I correct her and she starts to amp up more. All right, and then if that starts to happen, a lot of the assumption is, oh, look, it doesn't work. But it's not true. You have to follow. What the follow through is correct and then let them respond. And if they elevate, it's correcting the elevation, relax, and staying the pillar, staying calm, staying persistent, right? Until they will, eventually, they all do, submit, relax, calm down. If I leave her in panic, it's over. That's what she's always going to do. She's always going to stay in panic, right? She's starting to clock me here. She's starting to know that I'm going to do the door. You see it? So I'm trying to get her off guard. Good
Look at her look up.
Good girl. She's checking out.
Acting like she's in
She's
acting like she is literally in a war zone right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good. So watch, huh?
Low level.
Yeah, it's a good girl.
Levels of relaxation.
So what I'm doing is,
there we
the
go.
brain starts to startle. I disagree. She goes back to calm, and it's teaching her brain to go from panic to calm, quick, and she's going to start doing it herself. She's going to start self-regulating that. She already is, but we're going to see it to a greater degree. She's also learning that the world, as she's learning that the world's not scary and nothing to worry about, she's learning that I actually am something to worry about. I actually will correct and disagree. These things aren't going to, right? So what is that? I mean, this is kind of one of those things that you got to be careful when you say, because people take it the wrong way. But like, I need her more concerned about me and upsetting me than the world.
Yes.
And guess what? That's just how I do that, because that's how I was raised and it worked for me. And then I was given my wings and I could fly and be an adult, and I wasn't under my parents' household anymore and going by the rules. But I remember listening, and my little brain didn't really have to think that much about all the whys, because it's just because Dad said so and I don't want to upset Dad. Mm-hmm. That's it. I didn't have to think much more, and I actually worried about him and how he felt about things more than I did about the environment, right? It relaxes you, because you also feel in that moment that person's very competent and they can handle the world. So you're like, they got the world. I'm not worried. Whatever comes our way, Dad's got it. You know what I mean? And that also takes and makes a dog more relaxed. Oh, they got this. But you have to disagree as well. Right? Look at all these dogs. Do you think these dogs were like this? Each one of these dogs.
They all started out in other homes.
I mean,
somebody said, I can't handle this dog.
It would have been a disaster if this was their first day and I was doing all this stuff.
Riggins has been in 3 different homes.
But they're not even responding. They get it. It's because we talk to them like that. When we talk, constantly. Good. So let's see. I'm going to try to catch her off guard here. She's really, so let's see what I can do. This one's really scary because she doesn't know when it's coming. But again, the brain, if it goes to panic, I want her to switch back to calm as soon as possible and without a long, lingering panic, right? I want her to her recovery rate from that to be instant, okay? Just like all these dogs. They startle, they look at the thing, nothing to worry about. Instant recovery, move on. That's normal, all right? So, and then right here, stim. Low number.
Low level, relax.
So the stim is associated with calmness. That's how you get it. So I don't put a lot of we don't put a lot of videos up doing this type of work because I'm afraid that it's misunderstood, or at the very least it looks like I'm doing nothing.
Head down, fully on her side.
The association to that stim needs to be calmness.
Calm.
So they feel that it doesn't matter who's operating it or who's saying, I didn't say anything there. It means relax, then the stim turns off, good girl. It needs to be second nature. We can't have her feeling that and add in panic. So I've had the question before, how to get calmness. This is one of the avenues to get the stim to mean calmness, as well as following through after every correction to create a calm mind before you kind of end the conversation, which can take a while the first time you correct, and then it gets quicker and quicker until it's instantaneous. You get a correction, you get a calm mind. These are the things you need to operate, just to operate. And then when you're operating, then you go and expose. And I mean, obviously we're teaching it as we're exposing because you got to get it done, it's life. But if we don't have a dog who operates like that, who can't be directed, which means corrected and rewarded, we can't influence, we can't shape them the way we want to. So, this is a young dog, she's 2. She looks younger than she is though, she's 2. My guess is this probably happened when she was closer to a puppy.
Fear stage.
They go through a fear stage,
They're
right?
stuck.
And some of them get stuck and they don't ever make it out of it, and they get these associations, they get these superstitions, and they stay there, and it gets worse. It just keeps getting worse. And then everybody tends to live around it, like don't do this around this dog, don't do this, this, or this, or this, or this, right?
Yeah, don't change the light bulb when Beth's in the room.
Right.
You know.
That's the mentality. And then what a trainer will do is be like, let's bring all that stuff that you just said and overexpose it once we're ready.
Flood her, yeah.
That way, when we're ready, we can do that, and it actually goes away. Like a dog, we've actually had dogs stop reacting to us who bark behind fences.
It's overexposure.
And then they just stop barking at us one day because they're like,
it's not fun anymore.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it doesn't get the reaction.
I mean, it's like blasé.
Yeah.
It's not good or bad, So, yeah, I'm trying to catch her when she doesn't see me. But so hopefully you understand what I'm doing here. Good. I mean, I talked enough. Hopefully you got it. Do you see that?
It's ridiculous.
Okay, but did you see
Run
that?
for your life.
See,
Run for your life.
Shh. That's good. Relax. So I'm letting
Birds are out there chatting.
Okay, good.
Good girl.
That is perfection. All right? That is a perfection. Good. And then I want it more instantly. You see, I took her a minute to commit to that.
Good girl.
That's what I want. I don't mind her startling. Okay, so I'm not like, God damn it, why are you startling? That's okay.
It's the recovery.
The recovery, the participation, the trying, the listening. What's going to happen is once I get all that, is the startle is actually going to go away or significantly down. That's okay. I'm happy with that. A little startle and the head down like that. If she uses that, she'll develop. She'll grow because she'll startle, stop, calm down, watch, nothing to be scared about. Got it. Moving on. She'll stack those experiences like that. All right, so I'm using a really low number here when I'm correcting her, and you can still see her kind of doing this. That's just how on edge she is. Very low number. I was using like a 3.
Oh my gosh.
That's like you can't even feel like
a
fly.
3.
Like I can't feel it, but if you do, it's like a fly. And you see her doing
I can't even believe she feels it.
Right? So, and no, don't listen to the number. This is why I also never say numbers, because then you got owners saying this is the number. It's not the number, it's the expression.
Pressure on, pressure off. She forgot she was in a session.
And then, here's the low number.
Recovery.
But look, refusal.
There it is.
So I want higher with the numbers there. I want higher with the number. It's about the expression, not necessarily the number. So if it took me 100 to get that, then that's the number.
That's what it takes,
but it's
yeah.
not, but I'm down at a 4.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But, so again, this is her first time doing this exercise where I'm holding her to this degree, teaching the head down. Again, the head down, how do you teach it? How do you teach them to put their head down? I'm not teaching it as much as I'm capturing it.
Yeah.
They do it naturally when they surrender to a situation and go,
Yeah.
All I do is keep
capture
saying,
it.
Once I capture it once, I say that's my expectation.
Yeah.
And you just keep, and then next thing you know, that's the association to the correction.
Yeah.
And then we can name it if we want, but it's just something they do naturally to avoid confrontation. And why not have that be associated with our commands? It's very reliable and it gets the message across how it's intended to be used. When I tell her to go to place, I'm not saying let's go play a game. I'm saying this isn't for you right now, relax. That's the way that it's being described right now. if I taught it in a more uppity, party, let's have fun way, that's going to be the association when we go to use it in real life, and it's going to be unreliable. And also, all that stuff adds to anxiety. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Anxiety is going down right here. You can see this. If I start saying, let's have a blast while we're learning this, we're missing the real life opportunities here, but also then the association for a poor anxious dog is more anxiety, unfortunately.
Yep.
So they even start looking worse. All right. So again, really relax. So that's fine. That's fine. She did that all on her own. That's fine. And then a little click of the stim here.
Bam.
Good girl.
That's some good training right there.
That's really good. This is her first time. She needs more of this. My biggest worry is that she doesn't have enough time for me, I always want to like do it all.
Yeah.
But she'll have enough to go home and keep doing it, but she needs to keep.
We could keep, it's like a painting that's never finished. You know, we could keep her for 6 months.
She'll just keep getting better and better and better. But if you put a lot of, it depends on your lifestyle with it, but if you put a lot up front, effort, then it'll pay off more than kind of coming up and doing maintenance as it comes up. Work on it for a little while until it's the new norm. And what I mean by that is the expectations. You can regulate the mind. You can disagree with elevation, whether it's excitement or anxiety. You can just disagree with it. You see them do it to each other all the time. If she's vibrating next to one of these dogs, they're going to say, "Get away from me, knock it off, like take that down a notch." So if you see her just like elevating in energy and just like you're like, "Whoa, she's really," correct it. Mm-hmm. Don't let her stay there. All right. So I'm going to correct her again here. I'm creating an association to the place bed as well. It's a good girl. That's perfect. It doesn't get any better than that. So again, I corrected. She didn't respond. I went a little higher on the numbers. And then she responded. I got the result that I was looking for. So
now try to get that while you're flapping.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this without her seeing it. If she sees it, if she sees me do it, she's not as nervous.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean? Good.
So she's obviously I didn't correct there. It was too quick. She just regulated.
She corrected herself.
You see that right there from the first one? Mm-hmm. The first one's like right off the bed, right?
Where are you going?
The second one's like off the bed a little bit. I was really scared not get back on the bed. But then that one was just like a normal response.
I didn't die.
Like a normal response.
Yeah.
All that work just to get a normal response.
Yep. That's
and
wacky.
It's not even guaranteed
that
to
is
have
wacky.
it every time. But the more we do it, the more that becomes the normal response for her. To panic. It does work. We've seen it work many times over. But I talk to a lot of my trainer friends. We keep in contact. And I think everybody agrees that this is the most difficult type of case.
Panic.
Nobody's saying, and I'm serious about this, everybody says, I'd rather take a severely aggressive dog it was easier, is a severely aggressive dog who's just confident with no insecurity, no panic, nothing like that, than a dog who's super anxious, stressful,
scared,
always in panic,
yeah,
high levels of nervous anxiety. Everyone's like, yeah, the aggressive dog is easier.
Yeah, because once you stop the biting, they're stable.
And stopping biting is dangerous, there's risk, but theoretically, it's pretty easy to do. It's just not safe to do necessarily, and you have to know what you're doing, but it's not like a super complicated thing. This is more complicated.
Yeah.
This takes more finesse and more like,
she
really have to talk to them.
needs high levels of structure and guidance and leadership and day to day, every single day. Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, what you'll end up with is you'll be like, we know, I accidentally just hit the button, but it was on 0. You'll say, okay, we've gotten her better to this point, but this is still a problem, you just know, right? Not saying you can't work on it, but life's busy. She's going to be greatly improved from this, but I don't want to understate how dangerous it is to allow her to respond like that. Because dogs can run, get away from you, keep going as they're startled, and be in a dangerous situation before.
Yeah, I said at the drop off, I could already tell, she's one of those dogs, that would run away when they heard a firework on the 4th of July and you never see them again.
Exactly.
Jump off a boat, when they hear a firework. We see it every year.
Panic makes you stupid.
Yeah.
And that's why you're like, why did you just do that? Just panic makes you dumb.
Yeah.
I've been there.
She's running through the middle of the highway.
Shit.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that's definitely can be a problem. However,
Realize.
well, what I'm trying to say is like she will stabilize, but what happens? She'll be like, that's just another. They're just trying to scare me.
Yes.
Even when it's the real thing, and I didn't set it up, and it even startled me. She's gonna be like,
it's nothing. It's a black bear.
They can almost get two. I mean, we've seen it go the other way.
Yeah.
Where the dog, especially with our dogs, because we kind of like elevate their confidence to a degree around the other dogs. They won't see danger.
Yeah.
You can even get to that point where they're not nervous when they should be.
Yeah.
So this stuff,
which is like never with her in her life. You know, she's not ever going to be in true danger.
It would be very
extreme.
Rare. Be very rare.
Yeah.
So I highly doubt she's ever really been in danger.
No, never. It's been the opposite. She's been loved, cuddled. You know.
I mean, this might not be the video to like bring it up, but we've said before, it's very interesting. Every dog who has these severe issues that we've worked with, that has severe aggression or anxiety or fears, have all come from a
loving
very,
homes.
Very nice background.
Absolutely.
The worst that we ever worked with had the best upbringing.
Yes.
And I mean best by like comfort.
Yeah.
Obviously, the upbringing was lacking learning experiences to develop. They actually were robbed of learning experiences and they didn't develop, and that's what caused all the problems. Because some of the learning experiences to develop are unpleasant, so we shelter them from that, saying you don't need to, we'll keep you away from learning the lessons because it's uncomfortable, and then it develops a mess because you need that to develop, and we have these big issues on our hands. You have to just like you have to let a kid fall and bump his knee and learn about like the fire's hot kind of thing. The dogs are learning, and as you can see, the way we train, we do have a response for what they do, but we very much allow them to express and to learn by touching the stove and be like, oh, that is hot. I know you told me 100 times, but I just had to go and go, oh, that's what that means. Got to. So she's actually going through like a maturing, like a quick sped-up maturity here. All this stuff should have happened incrementally throughout the 2 years of growing up. But she missed some stuff. So this training is actually going through and like plugging holes in the ship where it's leaking. It's like, okay, you missed that. Okay, oh, you don't have that. And just patching things up until we can float again, you know?
Look at her. She looks amazing.
It's really, really difficult for a lot of, my colleagues, they agree.
Yeah.
It's a challenging type of case.
Yeah.
Check it. Because once you get her in that mode, anything will start. Once she's been in that mode, it's like I could drop even rain start from that one. But the response wasn't, That's a good girl, huh? That's a really nice young lady.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's just kind of over it. And so you just kind of do this kind of stuff. You should get to the point where you have trouble startling her. Good. Overreaction.
Jump for your life.
Much better.
Yeah.
But overreaction.
Yeah.
So just in case you're wondering if I thought that was an overreaction.
Yes.
What it should look like is
none of the other dogs are doing that.
Just kind of like this. And I've seen some dogs that have a lower, they'll just kind of like older dogs who've been around the block, they'll just kind of move in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Good.
The body also doesn't want, like, no matter how she feels about the situation, her system doesn't want to allow her to waste energy, like survive. If she sees there's nothing to be nervous of, she's not going to keep sitting here doing this. The body won't allow it. It's a waste of energy. Eventually, a dog who's super nervous, if you stay there long enough, they fall asleep.
Yeah.
And they wake up, they don't even remember what, it's just so irrational.
Beautiful.
Looking pretty good, I gotta say. Beth, break.
Nice.
Yeah, girl.